and you want everybody to catch up. Well, parity is happening. You know what I mean? Parity is happening when it comes to the Texas A&Ms, the Clemsons, the Ole Miss, these teams that used to be in the middle of the pack, and now these teams are now stepping up to the plate because of NIL. And the question, and that's why I said when he was at this this meeting that he was having, it was for boosters. You know what I mean? It was how you talking about somebody else's money and you there begging for money. You there trying to get these people to, or you trying to let them know, listen, these guys, the reason why they took 4 of the top 8 guys that we were going after, and they are edge rushers and they are defensive players, it's because they got more money. It's because they offered these guys more money. Their NIL deals were better. So open up them textbooks and let me get this money. You know, whether it was that angle or the angle of trying to, like you said, get some kind of parity for the NCAA or the federal government or whoever the hell to come in and regulate what they're doing with the money, I say this, man, you better catch up.
So well, I gotta tell you what happened. So man, when they play that song, that fight song, man, you know, we only play that fight song in the fourth quarter and the start of the game. Well, it was a time where they were trying to rally us because we were getting our ass destroyed.
Yeah, it was 13-0 at halftime.
The band played the fight song in the second quarter.
Sure did.
Man,
they absolutely
that
did.
goddamn song got in my bones, and I started having a goddamn out-of-body experience. And I told Coach Saban was walking, and I told Coach Saban, Coach, I want to play. And he looked at me and said, why not step behind the line?
So shit, if he's gonna come out and do that every time, well now come back and backtrack and try to call Jimbo. You know that I talked to Jimbo personally about this, and their friendship was a friendship that was more professional. Yeah, you know what I mean? Professional. Not we gonna spend time in the off season and with our families and all that bullshit. It was, you know, very professional. You coach for me. We learn from each other, that type of thing. We know each other's bullshit also. I know your bullshit, you know mine. So why would you bring that up? You know what I mean? Why would you open up that can when now they going to dig into your shit? So now they going to dig into all the bullshit. Guys could come out that's disgruntled with you, could come out and say all kind of bullshit. Guys that you just offered that bag to, that didn't take it and went somewhere else and took the other bag. Now they could come out and say, you know what I mean? It's just all that shit. So why not keep all that in house? And coaches chimed in on that. Lane Kiffin chimed in too. Lane Kiffin was like, Lane Kiffin said his mouth was still wide open. It was 7 o'clock and he's still looking at the television. And the press conference was at damn 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? So all those coaches chimed in because they were surprised at what happened with Coach Saban saying that. Because if you think about Coach Saban, everything that he does is very calculated, and it's to move the needle in his direction, in his favor. So I don't know if what his motive was. I would love for him to let us know what that was, or to come out so we can find out. I don't know what his motive was, whatever his motive was, it was definitely something that he planned, in my opinion, just from playing for him and knowing him as you know, friends. The coach is the most important play in this whole thing with these guys, because one is new offenses, then guys are younger, guys are coming from different systems, coming from different everywhere. So the one that's the other fact that's going to come into this. Whoever picks this shit up the fastest, whoever picks this
it's
up
an even playing field.
Yeah, 100%.
Even playing field, because you talk about Miles Brennan having experience. He's had, 4 different coordinators in 4 years?
Yeah, but that helps him also.
Yeah, because that's just different terminology at that point. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
To bring back the Joe Brady one, that one worked. That one seemed to work.
Yeah, you adapt, man. You adapt to it. And Nussmeier, by him coming, his dad being a coach and coming from that pedigree and that background, this is also something that he should be comfortable with. I know he's young, but learning different terminology, concepts are basically the same.
It's just different verbiage.
Curl flat is curl flat. Goals is goals. You know what I mean? It's just different terminology. So that type of thing for them should get picked up pretty easily from Nussmeier, from all those guys. All those guys are smart guys. Miles, all those guys. They should pick that up pretty swiftly. But Nussmeier's advantage in this whole thing is, I mean, without a doubt, his legs. Without a doubt, his confidence. You know, without a doubt, his ability. And he actually reads defenses pretty good right now for the stage that he is in his young career. He picks up defenses and goes to the right place with the ball pretty good. His problem is getting them feet in line all the time or going there because he's so athletic. You know what I mean? So sometimes he just relies strictly on that quick twitch and getting that ball out, but he has to get his feet lined up. And also with him, he has to work on that accuracy as well. Woo! LSU, Florida State. It's going to be a damn test of two teams that are trying to get back to glory. LSU had a step this weekend. They had a step this weekend trying to get back to that position with the little scrimmage they had in Tiger Stadium. Now, I watched the scrimmage on YouTube, right? But was able to see it up close. Spoke to a couple guys that was able to see it. And even some people that are close to the decision makers, I guess you could say. But they know what they're thinking. And coming off of this weekend, it seems like the starting quarterback's going to be, what's the kid's name? Jaden Daniels from the transfer from ASU. And I had the opportunity to watch him play, man, and he throws a good deep ball. You know, one of my pet peeves with the deep ball is keep it in bounds and give those guys a chance to at least make a play. The one thing I'm critical of him on is his short game accuracy. And what I mean by that is throwing the football from the 15 on in. You know what I mean? Where quarterbacks really make their bread and butter. We see deep balls, but how many deep balls do you hit a game? One or two? You know, realistically. How many splash plays do you see a game? One or two maybe. But it's the consistent intermediate throws, the hitches, the slants, the deep digs, the 12 to 15-yard over routes where you have to drop it out in front of the wide receiver. It's those passes that quarterbacks throw the most throughout the duration of the game. And those are the passes that are going to count before you even get to the splash plays and the deep balls. So that's a concern for me. I'm very much so looking forward to what he does in the open game, in the first game. And I also think that it's a possibility you may see both of them. You know, that's also a thing. You may see both of them if he thinks that it's a tight race and both guys are deserving of. But I think Jaden's going to end up being the guy, you know.
Yeah, I think so too.
What have you seen though? Have you seen anything?
You speak of like intermediate passing and like him hitting those intermediate throws 15 and under. I mean, I've seen him get better from the springtime to now. I think he's made those throws more timely, and he's caught his timing with his receivers. I think that was probably the thing in the spring that he kind of was behind on, but that was probably because he had just got there. So maybe it's because he had the summer and now fall camp to like kind of build that rapport with his receivers.
Well, he need to continue to build it. He need to continue to build that rapport, and it's going to take time. You'll probably see the best of that if he's still here next year, if that situation continues like that with him being a quarterback this year and if it continues into next year. But, I mean, what I saw was just inaccuracy, so he has to continue to work with those guys after practice, get in the film. Most importantly, though, get on the field. Get on the field and get that extra time after to try to build that rapport. Now, Nussmeier looked, he looked fine. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't a huge separation of the two. And that's also the other reason why I said that you could possibly see both quarterbacks out there against Florida State. And what he brings to the table, in my opinion, that you have to take notice of is the ability to make plays and not keep his eyes down, right? When he breaks the pocket, his eyes are up and he's looking to make big plays that way. You know what I mean, OP? And so the other thing with Jaden that is when he breaks the pocket, it's more of a, if it's not a design pass, it's more of a looking to run the football because he is a superb athlete with some exceptional speed. So that's also one of the differences between the two quarterbacks. And, right now I would have to say, based on what I've seen and what I've heard, I would have to give the nod at the position to Jaden. You guys been to practice, and I know, Wes, you said from what you've seen and seeing him progress from the beginning to now, you've seen his accuracy improve by the times passing, by him working with the guys, getting the offense down, so on and so forth. I know, OP, you've been out there a couple times.
Yeah, like seeing Nussmeier, like it's funny because before that ankle injury, a lot of people really said Nussmeier was really in the lead, and now since that ankle injury, like Jaden, he's got more of like, people's been saying it's gonna be Jaden, but Nussmeier, he's a really good player. There's a reason why they told Miles Brennan, look, you're not gonna be the starter. They didn't tell that to Nussmeier and Jaden Daniels.
Right. Jay?
I definitely think that it'll be a two-quarterback system based off of kind of like what the coaching staff has been saying in press conferences. But I did see a lot of Jaden Daniels getting a lot of first-team reps, especially like while Nuss was hurt, and I think that was a good moment for him to capitalize on an opportunity.
Well, being hurt in a situation where you're in a quarterback battle is not a good thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the fact that and when you're in a battle and someone gets hurt, you as a competitor, you're like, man, I hope you good, but thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm about to jump on this shit. I'm not just about to sit. I'm about to take all these reps, take all the opportunity, and now the coaches see me more. So you're right. The ankle injury dropped them down a little bit. That's why I say he's still right there. I think they'll start out with the two quarterback thing maybe, but I don't think it's something that you're sustained with. Yeah. I don't think you stay with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think if you see a guy like just take the reins and like if you go Jaden Daniels to start the first game and he has no hiccups, like it's just smooth. Everything's going smooth. He's commanding the offense.
Well, even if you have a couple hiccups,
yeah,
it's not nothing where it's detrimental. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's still out because you're going to have hiccups.
Yeah, like maybe a 3-and-out here and
Correct.
there, like stuff like that.
Correct.
But I'm saying like if you get a guy that commands the offense and maybe has a few hiccups but not like game-changing hiccups, just like a 3-and-out or
you don't
like he might miss
see,
a check down miss or something like that. Like small mistakes
right.
that might not lead to a loss, but it still might be amplified by some people's, standards.
For the quarterback position, it's all on what that mistake is. You know what I mean? If it's a mistake where you got that deer caught in the headlights look, like the moment is too big for you, or you're consistently not whether it's reciting the play correctly, because all that means is you're scared or nervous or you can't get over your nerves. You know what I mean? Or if you consistently throwing the ball, especially in a flat in the ground,
Yeah.
dog, you in trouble.
Them nerves.
We
got too much.
Yeah.
gave him too
We
much.
got to come get him, dog. We got, it's
Yeah,
time for the relief pitcher.
Go ahead on and
Yeah,
get on.
so and then too, if mentally, if you're not getting the guys in the right play, time and time, getting them in the right play, time and time, because the operation part is the part that always get the young guys when they're trying to recite, when they're trying to learn a new system, learn a play. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm going to be watched. That's what I watch whenever I go watch the scrimmages or whatever. I watch to see how quick and fast they get out the huddle. I watch to see if the guys are looking back, talking to the quarterbacks, and everybody's talking to them. That means they haven't gotten it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's all those little things. And I'm going to tell you, one of the other biggest factors going into this thing, man, is the fact that we're playing with a new center.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how did the offensive line look in that scrimmage, because you got a whole new center that's never played center. You got a freshman left tackle, freshmen along the offensive line are guys that haven't even really played in the SEC. So tell me, how did the offensive line look?
I think they looked as well as they could look right now based on where we are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think they looked as well as they could right now based on where we are. They have a really good coach. He's going to make sure that those guys get it together and gel as much as possible. But I think that, you have a very, very, very good defensive line.
Yeah.
And so by them working with the offensive line, they could only get better. Our defensive line should be one of the best in the SEC.
Might be the best.
With some good depth, guys that are tenacious, guys that get after it, and those guys are pushing each other. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the offensive line gels with such a great defensive line pushing them. Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see that.
Did you see any Harold Perkins at linebacker?
No. But we already know how I feel about Harold Perkins. My new favorite player, Harold Perkins, is Jay Ward, baby.
How did the DBs look? The corners specifically, not DBs.
Listen, from day one, I've said that the secondary is the question. Mm-hmm. The secondary is going to be the question mark. Now, nobody know those guys. No one knows those guys. You got to transfer. It's kind of like you're looking at those guys as a patchwork that you put together. And no offense to them, but they are going to be judged on what they do in this first game. And the microscope is going to be out on those guys because don't nobody know them, dog. So everybody going to come at you. Everybody going to test you. And, for you to have guys, and we got Jordan coming in here shortly, so he'll be able to speak a little bit more on it. But those guys have to make their bones, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They
got to make their bones with a new defensive coordinator, with a new head coach, with basically a new era of LSU football. So until they come in and give us something to talk about, give us something to hear, give us something, show us what they got, the jury's going to be out. And that is, and in my opinion, on defensively, not from a talent standpoint, I don't know yet. But just from schematically and you coming together now with everything new, that's the weak spot. Yeah. You know what I mean? What we got on Hot Topics? What we got on Hot Topics?
Well, Pat Bev just became a Laker today.
Who?
Patrick Beverly.
Pat B. Hey, Patrick Beverly, it seems like everywhere Patrick Beverly go, they win, though.
That is true.
Pat B. So all that means is Russell Westbrook gone.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think
Russell
it's gone.
Westbrook.
I don't think they can coexist.
Me neither.
They don't like each other.
They already got beef, though.
Yeah.
I mean, It could work. It's
But
people on teams that hate each other.
They like the same player though. You get the same.
Nah,
you get
yeah,
essentially
like-
the same player.
Nah, they're not the same player.
Yeah, Westbrook a little more offensively minded than Pat Bev,
Yeah.
Way more.
but they still,
Way more.
Both of them don't shoot the three well.
Westbrook don't play defense like Pat
Nah,
Beverly
nah,
either.
he don't.
They are not the
Bev do
same
have his
player.
defense.
Huh?
And man, Pat Bev do have his defense, and like another thing about him is he kind of like that Draymond guy for every team he been on.
Yeah. Pat Beverly a good. I mean, he's like one of them players you want on your team if you're on a team with him, but you hate him if you're on the other
Yeah.
team.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, but that all that mean is the Russell Westbrook experiment is over or close to being over. You think they could keep both? They can't keep both of them on the team.
What
They
about
could.
what about Kyrie? Well, I thought there was.
Kyrie's
what's-
staying in
what's
Brooklyn.
Pat Bev contract?
Kyrie's staying in Brooklyn, dog.
Yeah, him and KD stand.
Him, KD, and that
Ben
fucking boy
Simmons.
Ben
They'll be pretty good
Simmons,
too, though.
Man.
Who?
They will.
Who?
If they could stay together and stay healthy, that's easily a top
Who,
3 seed in the
Brooklyn?
East. That's easily a top 3 seed
Dog.
in the East.
You hear all the question marks you just put up there
That's
about
true,
that shit?
but
First off, okay,
Third time
KD
the
and
charm.
Kyrie might be straight, but dog, that boy Ben Simmons
Yeah.
He's just so
is a
lackadaisical.
fucking problem.
he good at
okay?
defense.
Oh, you
Defense
saying he a
is great.
problem as in bad or a good problem? Because you can have good problems.
No,
His
he
defense
is a
is
bad
great.
bad problem.
Yeah, he is kind of a cancer, but I'm just
He's
saying
a
he
bad
could,
problem.
if he
man.
lock in,
LSU.
if he lock
What?
in, yeah, he was a cancer
He
at
was just,
LSU.
like he just brings like that negative energy to the team. Even
Dog,
though he's
don't nobody
good.
want to be around that shit. That boy's a fucking bitch.
Yeah,
Straight up. Like, I mean, the things I've seen come out his mouth and the things I've heard him say, like that boy, man.
yeah. I think
Mental illness is a real thing.
but he
You
cares
know what
about
I'm
being
saying?
famous more than he care about being a
Yeah,
basketball player.
that man, that's what I'm saying. Like, you knew what you was getting with him when he was at LSU.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So what he's doing is, none of it is a surprise.
They knew.
Well, the shit to me is just the disrespect he shows to his teammates and how them putting in the work, and now you over here with this bullshit. Like, that's the part about it for me that's crazy as hell that I don't respect about the boy. You know what I mean? Nah, y'all right. If he decides that, hey, I'm going to take this thing seriously and I'm going to stay healthy, I'm going to go at it, they'll come out the East.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
They'll
all
come
it
out
takes-
the East
all
because
it-
KD the best player in the league.
I don't know.
yeah. KD,
I don't know.
like when healthy, KD
I
is.
don't know.
I mean, maybe Giannis.
Giannis.
Is he? Is Giannis?
Giannis.
KD could do everything Giannis could do,
but
but
I
he could
think-
shoot
He
better.
But
can't
it's-
play defense like Giannis.
he has
cannot.
he has started
He
playing
he's
better
not.
defense.
He's
I
never
don't
been
like
as
him
dominant
playing.
in defense.
He don't
since-
have to.
I
He
think
still
it's.
plays good
I think
defense.
it's Giannis
He
because
still
of
plays
I
good
don't
the
think-
defense.
people
Right now, I think
around
it's
Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nah, I'm
Giannis
talking
want
about
to chip.
individual. I ain't
but
talking
the-
about no
but
team.
the
I'm talking about
I know I'm not talking about
if
the
you starting a team, who you starting it with, Giannis or KD?
KD.
KD.
That's my point.
Look,
Yeah, just
But
Shut
that's
it
who's
up.
better right now.
Shut it up.
But that's
I
who's
get
better
it.
right
Shut
now.
that
Y'all
shit
lying
up.
I
right
respect
now.
it. I respect
Shut that shit up. Shut that shit
I
up.
respect
That's my point.
That's
right
my
there.
dog. KD, my dog. I'm
The
just
boy a
saying.
monster, man.
Yeah,
for
he is.
real.
Giannis is too.
He
But
is.
I'll give
I'm
him
not
props.
starting my shit with Giannis though.
Me neither, honestly. But
Giannis a great player. I'm not starting my shit with Giannis though. Damn.
Nah.
man.
he probably not even on my list. I ain't
Who?
gonna lie.
Oh,
I'm
no, if
not
I was starting a
starting my
team,
shit
I'm
with
putting
Giannis.
Giannis on there.
Yeah,
He-
I'm
Giannis
Giannis
gonna
on
be
there.
on there, but I'm not gonna start
Nah,
that bitch with
nah,
him.
he ain't
not
one of.
first pick,
He ain't
yeah.
first pick.
Nah, he
he
not
not
the
first.
first.
He's not in your
pick.
top 5.
No,
No.
he definitely top.
He definitely is top 5. for me.
Giannis.
LeBron,
He's not top
Giannis,
3.
KD,
Steph.
Steph.
I'm not putting Steph Curry
Yes,
on my
you
team.
could
I don't
put.
like him.
We talking about the league right now, right?
Yeah, league right now.
Yeah, right
Best
now.
player.
LeBron, KD, Steph.
Giannis.
He
Jokic.
trying to keep Giannis
I
out.
Jokic.
Nah,
Joel
hell
Embiid.
Oh no,
Joel
no, no,
Embiid.
no.
I'm not starting
Okay,
with no Jokic.
all right, I got it. LeBron, KD, Steph, Luca,
Yeah.
and Giannis.
Who's
That's the
gonna score?
5, huh?
Who's gonna score?
Who's gonna score? All of them.
Luca.
Everybody.
I'm not gonna lie to that whole group. Luca.
Luka what?
He gonna score.
Yeah, no.
Luka the scorer.
Luka and stuff.
And he ain't speaking no English. He about to talk
He's
crazy
speaking
Slovakian. to you.
KD is the best player in that group.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No.
Pure
LeBron.
basketball player. KD is the best
LeBron.
pure basketball player in that group.
No, man. LeBron a monster. You hear me?
Nobody's better.
LeBron a
than-
physical
But
freak.
this the thing.
That's what that is.
This is the thing. Like, if I gotta put it in somebody's hands and make the game-winning shot, I'm not putting it in LeBron's hands.
KD all day.
That's
I'm
true.
putting it in KD's hands.
Free throws too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all that go into
That
it
is
for
true.
me.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it in K. I put that bitch in Kyrie hands before I put that bitch in LeBron hands. And LeBron
Cavs-
will
I'm
co-sign
not
that
gonna
Cavs
too.
did that. The
I'm
Cavs
not-
That's
did
what I was
that.
just about to say.
Cavs did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Is
saying?
Kyrie more likely to make that shot than LeBron?
He a monster.
If they don't make that shot,
like
I should have
think-
put Kyrie. Kyrie really is.
I
up
think
there
the
too.
moments for guys like that, like you have certain moments, dog, where you know certain people want that shit. Some people don't mind doing it, but some people really want it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want that
Like,
moment.
give me the ball right now.
Yeah. And
Kyrie
when
could be one of the greatest.
Kyrie want that moment.
Yeah.
KD want that moment. LeBron,
Yeah.
I want it and I could do it, but not as much. I don't
But
have
he
the
could do
same
it better than
comfort.
me,
Yeah,
so
a
I'ma
little
give it to
bit.
him.
Boom. Yeah, that's his thing. And LeBron's a great player. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say nothing about him. But it's a reason why Kyrie was the one knocking them bitches down in Cleveland too, though. You know what I mean? When they was there together. The duo.
that's why he wanted them back.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to get
He gon'
that boy.
I think at some point he got, like it gotta happen. Like they gotta.
Nah.
It depends.
So you saying since they got
'cause
Kyrie done jumped on the next best thing.
Kyrie got
Yeah.
2 more years left on his next deal, so we gonna see.
I see.
KD got what, 4 years?
Now they both signed at the same time. They both signed
so
4
they
years.
both
That's
got
why it was so-
2-year opt out.
Yep.
That's why I was so confused about the KD situation because he was just like, I want to get traded, pretty much. Like I
Dog.
need y'all to
Yeah.
trade me.
Like he don't have a contract.
Yeah, like I got 3
Like,
years
he don't
left on
have
this
a-
contract and I want to leave though.
Dog. You know, and shout out who that coach is, Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve Nash and that organization. Dog. They tried to bully Steve Nash. That boy KD, them and his boys tried to bully Steve Nash in the organization.
They've been trying
They
to
put
bully
their
Steve
fucking
Nash.
foot down and
I don't
said,
like
They
listen.
did. They put his
I
foot
like
down
Steve
on
Nash.
Twitter too.
He put his foot down.
In
You
front
saw
of
that
everybody.
shit.
On Twitter
He
in
put his
front
foot
of
down like,
everybody.
bitch, you signed to a contract.
Like they said, we will not be held up by terror. Like nah,
Yeah.
like
You ain't going nowhere.
Damn.
That's what they told him. You ain't going
And that's what I
nowhere.
don't get about basketball players. Like basketball players do that different. Like, cause you know in football, you say I want out this contract shit. You ain't playing. They might not pay you. They
cut
might
your
do all
ass.
kind of shit.
Right.
That's what I'm
You gotta
I
saying.
mean,
Go to
that's the
court to get
difference
your money.
between that guaranteed money, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The guaranteed money different.
Mm-hmm.
but when
Gonna
you
get
not
it
coming to
anyway.
practice or nothing like how
Right.
Ben Simmons
And then
tried
they
to do
fining
it,
you.
they gotta get you.
I still can't believe that man went to practice with a phone in his pocket.
Ben Simmons.
Like was actually trying
No,
to
he
run
really
drills.
just doesn't like. He's just never
yeah,
been
but see,
bought
that's
in.
what I'm saying. That's the type of things I'm talking about, though.
He's never been bought in.
But that was
That's
in
whole shit.
Philly.
But I think he never had to. I
Had
think
to
he
what?
never
Yeah.
had to just buy in because he was good enough to get
He
by.
for sure never bought in at LSU.
Never.
He bought in Philly too.
Never
them 2
bought
years
in.
He bought in in
Oh
Philly.
yeah,
When
when
they
they went with
got
that
there.
Eastern Conference Finals
When
he
they
missed
first
the layup?
got there.
They lost to the Hawks because he didn't dunk the ball.
Yes.
He had passed it instead of dunking.
He
Yes.
could have. That was
Like
like
all they had to do is dunk and they
That's
probably
what-
would have won.
That's what I'm
Rookie
trying
mistake.
to tell you, dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He didn't want it.
he
He
ain't got
didn't.
that dog in him.
The man that was
No.
right there.
He
He
does not
passed.
have
it.
that.
But
dog
you
in
know
him.
what, though? I commend him for working his plan.
Yeah,
That boy had a plan from the inception. He worked that plan. He worked that bitch at LSU.
I'ma be
worked
one
it
and
in the
done.
league. One,
It
right,
got him
off top.
It got him a bag and an All Star.
A
So
bunch of bags. Big bag.
and an All Star.
I ain't mad at him.
They can't take that
But
from him.
I don't fuck with him. Not on the basketball court. I'd never put nothing on that boy.
nah,
For
zero.
real.
I got zero on Ben Simmons.
Like you know, like on Twitter, they be like, "This person born on your month, you gotta make this shot. Are you gonna die?" I always be getting Ben Simmons.
You're gonna be. You done died. You done died 100 times. I'd
Nah,
rather.
for
he
real.
probably wouldn't
Hey,
even shoot it.
Oh,
Don't
Who would
God.
you rather have shooting a free throw for you, dog? Oh, they both from LSU.
Shaq
Damn.
and Ben Simmons.
Either one of them.
Oh,
Ben
Ben
Simmons.
Simmons.
yeah.
Ben Simmons.
I'm gonna go Ben.
Because
Ben
Shaq,
Simmons more likely to
Shaq
make
wouldn't even try sometimes.
Dog, But under that pressure, you still gonna go with Ben Simmons? I don't know, dog.
Both of them don't care that they're not making it.
That's
so
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
Yeah,
he's not gonna
like,
keep
oh
it.
well, you about to die.
Shaq.
Ben
Shaq.
gonna at least look like.
I'm gonna go with Shaq.
No, actually, Shaq might care a little.
Yeah, Shaq gonna care. He's a competitor.
Shaq is a lot more caring than
Yeah,
Ben Simmons
Shaq a
too.
competitor,
Ben Simmons would be like, "Oh, sorry,
I
you
don't
about
give
to
a
die."
shit, yeah.
Like,
He literally don't
Ball
give,
the
like
free-
he does not.
I like that. That dude. He gives me. I don't. Dog. I'm going with Shaq.
yeah.
For real. I'm
You know
not
who he
going with
remind
him.
me
I'm
of?
going with Shaq.
Who?
What was his name? From Last Chance U, Malik.
Oh, Malik Henry.
Malik Henry. He just like you're just
But just a
you're just
cancer.
so good that like you get by, but you're a cancer. You don't care. Like
Right.
Last chance, you.
Yeah, that was the one on when they had
in
Independence.
Indy. They're in Indy.
Yeah, with the coach, the crazy coach. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one. I ain't like the Independence.
I didn't
one.
like the energy of it.
Yeah, all of it, really.
I didn't
Negative.
like Indy.
The-
I
the
liked
coaches-
MCC.
The one in Los Angeles was good.
I like
that coach was
I
like,
like the basketball.
yeah.
One. That one was pretty good.
but like the first one in EMCC, like that coach was just
That's the best
he.
season.
It was the best season, but his energy just like damn, like
Buddy Stevens.
you just wouldn't want to play for a coach like that. Like he one of them like degrading coaches. Like you got
Oh, he
coaches
beat you
that
down.
beat you down to build you up
Yeah.
constructively, but he was like beat you down.
He
like
was low-key a little racist.
yeah, like I don't give a
Oh,
damn
yeah?
about you.
Like they
yeah.
got in a fight and he was like, y'all
And
out
where
looking
that
like
took place at?
thugs and
Mississippi.
looking like
Might
thugs
have
and
been.
brawls and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Might have
But-
been racist.
But look, what's the crazy part about this is he called his team thugs, but he got in trouble for fighting a ref earlier in the season.
Yeah, thug calling other people thug. Racist thug.
Man.
But he just got that same energy as Malik Henry to me. Like he just
Bad for
but
the
it's
team.
like you're so good that like nobody's really like sat down and talked to you like, hey, you can't act like this because like I mean we winning with him, but
Nah.
it only goes so far.
Sometimes that's the worst thing when you win.
hmm
You acting like that. and
I think that got to him in Philly. Like they was winning
Yeah.
enough to where it was like nobody was really on his back. He kind of got to roll by, be the superstar a little bit, and then once it got to that time and it was really time to be that superstar, he wasn't that guy. And then Philly went bad on him, and it was like shit. Like damn, I'm really not that dude. Like
Now
I'm really
Tyrese
not
Maxey
who I
that
think
dude.
I'm. Exactly.
He not that
Took
dude.
his spot.
Well, shit, you find out quickly though.
Yeah.
If you built for that shit or not, especially as you move up the ladder. Shit, because everybody else moving too. So
Mhm.
now it's good, becomes good. You know what I mean? So, shit, cream rise to the top. It pushes it down wayside. What else you got, dude?
You seen Aaron Donald got in a fight
No.
Dog. They say Aaron Donald was out there swinging helmets.
swinging Bengals helmets.
Yeah.
Oh, at Bengals practice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah,
on, I
joint
got it.
practice.
But they had like scrubbed it from the internet, like
Why?
because it was
It was brutal.
man. I mean, he out there swinging helmets.
Wait, how they scrubbed it off the
They
internet?
deleted it off like somebody put it on
So
Twitter
he-
and they got it deleted and
Does
like
it
people
right
keep
now?
That shit right
yeah
now?
people keep reposting
Oh,
it
okay.
like people
Yeah,
found
I
it and
was-
reposted
So the original
Put
person
it
just
up. Why we
deleted it.
can't see it?
Oh yeah, I'm getting it up there.
So he literally had somebody helmet in his hand, was
He-
swinging his helmet at
He
the
had
players,
2 helmets in his hand, not 1, 2.
swinging them at the other players.
I guess he was swinging around. I didn't really watch the whole
Trying to
video.
crack
It's too
somebody's
much
skull.
going on. Like you can't even really see. Oh yeah, you see a helmet. Oh.
Somebody crashed out. Who was
Oh yeah, that's
99?
Aaron Donald right there.
That
Throwing
came
it
out the pile. That's who got thrown out the club.
Ooh, no throwing them helmets.
You see
Ooh,
Ooh, man, they
ooh.
wild.
Go back. DAWG. Whoa. Oh, wow.
That's the Rams.
Yeah, that's the Rams and
Rams
the
and the
Bengals.
Bengals.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he about to get a big crazy suspension.
Yeah.
Crazy
Crazy
fine.
fine.
Crazy
Crazy fine.
suspension.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like they might like come up with something to probably like stop joint practices for a little bit.
Well,
just because
that'll stop it right there.
that's what I'm saying. But like that's not the first one this year.
No.
So like they're gonna probably like
And you
try
know
and like say something like, it's been too much. These teams don't need to like see each other like before the season. Like they're gonna probably come up with something like
But don't they usually do that before the teams play like a preseason game?
Yeah.
So they about to
Yeah.
play a
They are about to
preseason
play.
game this week.
Yeah.
So that's probably
And Dog.
Wait, they playing each other? Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
they
Saints
got a
and Packers
preseason.
was-
Yeah, they got a preseason every time they do that joint practice, and the joint practice is good, man. It's good because you don't see, you're not familiar with them. They don't know what the hell you're doing. You're going there. It's really like a free little scrimmage every time up.
Get a few
so
different
it's
looks.
very beneficial. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what they're gonna do because you could listen.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
Because
right
like how the league is now,
Well,
like
what they're gonna do is first, it's gonna be a massive fine.
yeah,
First time they're gonna hit your pockets. You know that. It's gonna be a massive, massive fine to who I don't. That was Aaron Donald throwing it with the
Yeah,
helmet?
that was him with the
Yeah.
helmet.
So whoever, I mean, they know. They probably got better angles than we do. So they gonna know there's gonna be a massive fine to go with that. Then it's something gonna come down with the club.
Yeah.
Club gonna get something. Then, because that dude, I mean, that shit that look like it should come with some kind of suspension.
Yeah,
as
I was about
well.
to say he might get a
Like
suspension.
that was nuts. So, I'm surprised that Aaron Donald lost himself like that in that moment for a scrimmage. Because I mean, Aaron Donald's a vet, and I understand. Like I done been out of practice plenty times, dog, and them boys get after it. You feel me? They get after it, and it's hot. You know what I'm saying? You don't like them. You don't want that chip. You talking shit to them. They talking back to you. You feel me? Like so, I can understand how it could get heated the way y'all. But when you talking about taking off your helmet or however you get the helmet in your hand, and you
Taking somebody else's
swinging
helmet?
as hard as I just seen dudes swing, and you so strong already. Like for me, that's taking somebody's livelihood away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you connect with somebody with their helmet on,
Would they even like hitting their
you
arm or
feel-
something? You might break an arm.
That's what I'm saying. And so for him to, I don't like I say, I couldn't see clearly if it was him, honestly.
Oh, that's him.
Oh, that's him.
So y'all said it's him. I'm gonna
Oh,
go.
we got
I'm just
him.
saying, yeah. So
I mean, he
it's
the only
him.
one that came out there with two helmets in his hand,
Well, it
and they
look
got a
like- it look like he
picture.
got thrown out the
They got a
club, though.
picture of him
He
with
got
two
thrown out
helmets
the
in his
Man, it look
hand.
like he got thrown out the club. So I'm surprised he would do that, dog. He's a vet. He shouldn't even be tripping about the preseason right now. You understand what I'm saying? So he's a veteran football player. He should know better than that. Just coming off of winning the Super Bowl. Just got a nice little ticket. You know what I mean? So I think you're going to see the NFL come down with some heavy fines, some suspensions, and try to let them know that is very, very, very unacceptable. You got to know.
Oh, they
that.
said he might not get a suspension for it because the clubs are responsible for the conduct of players at joint practices and not the NFL.
Oh, so, well, we got to see what the club does.
Yeah. So
They're
they could
not
choose
gonna
to
suspend him.
exactly. They might, look, AD, we got $100K.
Yeah, we
just
good.
throw us
We
a-
good. Like, he
you
may
ain't even got to
have-
pay that. Like,
he may have exactly.
Like-
he may have one of them things where we just gonna pay this for
Yeah,
you. We're gonna
we
say
got
we
you.
find you. You know what I mean?
write
Don't
it
worry
off
about
in the
paying
taxes.
nothing. You good? You know what I mean? That's how that might go. But you're right. If that's left up to the club, the Rams, to penalize him or to discipline him, his discipline would be a fine, and that's it. And that's it for that. You know. But that is a damn dangerous situation right there. Do we know who he was trying to hit?
Nah.
They're like everybody.
Yeah, it looked like he was just. You know, Aaron Donald got a history of fighting, though.
He loose. He loose. He
Yeah,
loose.
he'll choke y'all in the game.
Nah, yeah, he loose. I done seen him put his hands up and, you know what I'm saying, his little technique where he press cats. Aaron Donald. And then he too
strong for that
he too
shit.
strong for that. He too strong for that, dog. But hey, we'll see. We're gonna have to sit down and see. We'll see what the Rams do. Cause they gotta do something, because if they don't do something, the league gonna do something then. That's how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
The league might fine their ass $1 million. Then what you gonna do? What else you got?
You know that show, First Take with Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
So they had a episode tonight in Dallas at the practice facility, and he was talking with Jerry Jones and stuff like that. You know how Stephen A. is not like a Cowboys fan; he hates the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
he hate the Cowboys.
So Jerry Jones was like, deep down, you're a fraud. Like, you're really a Cowboys fan. And there was a picture of Stephen A. Smith with the Cowboys jersey on. And him and Jerry Jones flew in on a helicopter together.
Look at these fools, dog.
This Stephen A. Smith and Jerry Jones.
Mm.
I'm surprised he don't have a cowboy hat on.
You probably couldn't fit it in the. For real.
Oh, that must be Jerry Jones' helicopter.
Yeah, you know it.
That thing nice. Luxury seats in that thing.
Definitely not the. So they're flying into I'm about to say Tiger Stadium.
Jerry
They was
finna.
going to the
Jerry's
Cowboys,
World.
Not Jerry's
The
World.
Star.
Jerry's Practice World.
Mm-hmm.
This is a practice?
The practice facility,
Yeah.
at the Star in Frisco.
Jerry looking like he about to
My daddy stay right over there.
casket sharp.
So
That's where I graduated at.
they're flying into a practice facility?
Yeah.
Or on top of it, I guess. On top of the.
You got a
the
helipad over there?
Of
Oh,
course, I'm sure.
man.
Probably on top
Cowboys
of
play tonight?
Jerry's
the.
world.
Let me see.
Tomorrow, probably not tonight. Look at Stephen A. Smith. Now he's excited. What's that he got in his hand? A cigar?
Probably.
Now he's look at him.
Nah, Dallas play tomorrow.
Hey,
Yeah.
Stephen A. a funny dude.
Who they play?
dude, as much
Seattle.
shit as he talk,
About Dallas.
but look, I guess
put a
work is
Cowboys
work,
jersey
dog.
on.
I ain't see that. He put the Cowboy jersey on.
He had the Cowboy hat and the Cowboys jersey on one time.
Hey, but look,
He just start
He's
first
a
take.
fraud.
He start first take like that all the time during the season.
And then
With what?
talk crap
With the
about
with the
them.
Cowboys shit on,
I've
and then he
seen that.
talk his, you know,
I hate people hate the Cowboys because it's like, what's the reason?
I
because
see that.
Like,
Because-
it's just something about that star. Like,
no,
Like, what's
it's
the
not even.
reason?
It's not even about the star for me.
nah,
But it's
it's
like
about
the
nobody-
reason-
like the people who hate us,
Look,
like genuinely.
The
hate
reason
us. Like,
I don't
for
like
real.
the Cowboys is because always growing up, all the Cowboys fans around South Louisiana and
Yes.
around us, they always rubbed it in there.
they
was,
let you know.
they was so
So y'all
good.
hate it because
They
of
was
them.
so good in the 90s.
Yes, because it was all old people. They
And then I
always
would be
tell us.
like, so when did y'all last win a championship in the NFL?
That's not. The
Oh,
point.
1996.
That's not the point.
Bro, I was born in
I wasn't even
1996.
born
I'm
then.
25 now. Y'all ain't win a championship since I was born. I don't want to
It's
hear
some
nothing
franchises
about
that ain't
the
won one at
Cowboys.
all yet.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
but I
Atlanta.
don't want to hear
The
nothing
boys
about the
trash.
Cowboys dynasty. And Atlanta, they don't have nothing to say because they had that lead. They should have won a Super Bowl. That's on them.
Glad they did. Shout out
So
them.
that's why I don't like the Cowboys because they just do too. Y'all
But
fans,
like,
it's
like
the
a
fans.
genuine hatred. Like,
Cause y'all
As it
really, like,
should
this is
be.
my whole thing. The Saints team that they hate is the Falcons. Why, whenever the Cowboys lose, we're not even playing y'all?
Because-
y'all on
'Cause it's a
Instagram,
regional-
y'all on
alright,
Instagram.
so let
because
me
the
tell you
Cowboys
this.
lost. Y'all
Let
just
me-
lost last night too.
Let me tell you this. So like back in the day, like Stuart said, like a lot of older Cowboys fans are Cowboys fans because back in the day, Cowboys, they were winning all the championships. The Saints, like there's people was wearing bags on their heads to the games. So the local television stations, they would put the Cowboys games on over the Saints games. So a lot of people that were Saints fans couldn't watch the Saints games even though
Because
it was
the
in
Saints
Louisiana.
suck.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why like people
But it's
grew up to
like,
like not like the Cowboys when the Saints
you
got
just
good.
lose to the Falcons and we lose to say like the Giants and y'all talking about some y'all
Because
sorry cowgirls.
we
Y'all
them
just
boys.
lost to the Falcons. Y'all just lost to the Falcons.
But
We don't boys.
losing to the
And y'all
Giants
worried
and
about
the,
us losing to the Giants.
losing to the Giants and the Falcons is two different things.
I
but
mean,
losing to the Falcons is
listen,
just
losing to the
crazy.
Giants is kind of worse.
None of
I ain't
that
gonna
shit-
lie.
Well,
None
now
of
Daniel Jones.
At one point, it wasn't that
Whoa.
bad. Like
What's the Cowboys' mission when the season starts?
Dallas,
Super Bowl.
What's the Saints' mission?
Super Bowl.
That's
All right.
We
That's
got
all
y'all
32.
Get there, you all lose.
And I wish we played y'all this year because
Know what I
if we
mean?
did, we was gonna come
I'm
get
not
it back
even
in
a Saints
blood.
fan, but you know
Should've
what?
been in
Since
Texas,
you,
I was gonna go.
I low key put my Saints gear on now because you know Tyron, I got my dog Juice. I'm on
So who
Saints.
was your
dog
team
this year.
before that?
I don't have an NFL team. I just be chilling. I just watch the players. I
That's it.
follow.
That's how I am with the NBA.
I follow players. I don't
You like
follow
players.
teams. I don't
That's
like
how I am
do
with
all
the
that.
NBA.
Get all into it because I get too emotional about LSU. So that's where all my
But
sports
don't get me
emotions
wrong,
go.
I gotta clear this up too because people was asking me about it this week. I'm a Cowboys fan till I die, but I love Louisiana. I love what they doing right now, especially with like LSU players coming to the Saints. But I'm a Cowboys fan. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, for real.
She gonna stick by that little sad.
I'm gonna stick
team.
beside them.
Cowboys. That's like my partner,
Forever.
twin here, Cowboy fan that was in here. Listen, I would like OP. I'm glad what you just said about why people here don't like the Cowboys and all that. You know what? It's the same thing with Texas A&M. Like when I first got here, I was like, why do y'all hate Texas A&M so much? And it all goes back to like one game and one reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the history of it is very important. And that makes sense because the Saints sucked then. And the Cowboys was running through everybody. So as a television station, you're not about to keep the Saints on there.
Yeah.
Or even
killing the ratings.
Yeah, or even have them come on.
Like business wise, I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Y'all killing the ratings.
They gonna tap into the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're not worrying about no.
We trying to sell advertising over
Jerry always gonna keep the Cowboys relevant, dog. Like,
number one franchise.
Say what you want about him. Jerry's done a phenomenal job with building that brand and continuing that brand to be the number one franchise in the NFL.
He check out.
And ain't won a Super Bowl in forever. Still number one.
The Jerry curse.
Yeah, worth $7 billion.
Huh? That's what I'm saying.
We got a curse on us.
We're gonna take a short break, dog. We're gonna take a short break. We'll take a little restroom break. We'll be back on Where My Dawgz At.
Well, I think it starts here, and we have a good bit of people on this particular staff who are from Louisiana, who know and believe in our hearts that this place produces the best football players in the country, and I think the numbers speak for themselves. Per capita, produce the most NFL players, you know what I mean? So even from an analytical standpoint, it makes sense to take the kids from here because the chances of them playing in the league are higher than if they come from anywhere else. I think our brand is super powerful, so we will have to recruit at a national level, or there's really no reason that we shouldn't, you know what I mean? Because if we can get a top player from another state who can help us win a championship, then of course, right? But I think it starts right here in Louisiana and then right here in Baton Rouge. There's some really good players who are still available that are right here in Baton
Hot topics, dog.
How you feeling,
Hot topics. Let's get into that right now. What we talking about right now is, myself, I played for Coach Jimbo Fisher, and I also played for Coach Nick Saban at the twilight of my years at LSU, transferring from Coach Jerry DiNardo. And I've spoken about this a couple times. We got to turn the air up down in here, dog. Damn. I've seen Coach Saban, honestly, get into a few spats with coaches, with players. And the one person, honestly, and everybody know Jimbo's my guy, but the one person that I've never seen back down is Jimbo Fisher, right? So for Coach Saban to go into the kind of rant that he did, but I think it was a very strategic, a very planned rant on his part. I don't know if the name calling part, I think somebody might have slipped him a Mickey or slipped him something before he got on that podium. Because for him to call out Jimbo and then call out Deion Sanders, which has put all his efforts into trying to revitalize the HBCU and trying to bring notoriety and some platform to those guys at the HBCU level, for him to call them guys, and especially for him to call them guys out after dog. Coach Saban been winning the damn recruiting war and the recruiting battles for years now. Do we really think that he's winning those without the under-the-table deals that's now on top of the table? I mean, it's college football. You've been dominating the sport recruiting-wise and coaching-wise for a while now. So my thing is, damn, you talk about parity and you want everybody to catch up. Well, parity is happening. You know what I mean? Parity is happening when it comes to the Texas A&Ms, the Clemsons, the Ole Miss, these teams that used to be in the middle of the pack, and now these teams are now stepping up to the plate because of NIL. And the question, and that's why I said when he was at this meeting that he was having, it was for boosters. You know what I mean? It was how you talking about somebody else's money and you there begging for money. You there trying to get these people to, or you trying to let them know, listen, these guys, the reason why they took 4 of the top 8 guys that we were going after, and they are edge rushers and they are defensive players, it's because they got more money. It's because they offered these guys more money. Their NIL deals were better. So open up them textbooks and let me get this money. You know, whether it was that angle or the angle of trying to, like you said, get some kind of parity for the NCAA or the federal government, whoever the hell, to come in and regulate what they're doing with the money. I say this, man, you better catch up.
Do you suffer from chronic dehydration? Are you looking to improve your athletic performance and you need to get over and see our friends over at GoFlow IV? They're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them online at GEAUXFlowIV.com. Make sure and use the promo code Jordy Collada Show. If you do, they'll take 15% off of your initial visit. Check them out online, GEAUXFlowIV.com.
So shit, if he's gonna come out and do that every time, well now come back and backtrack and try to call Jimbo. You know that I talked to Jimbo personally about this, and their friendship was a friendship that was more professional. Yeah, you know what I mean? Professional. Not we gonna spend time in the off season and with our families and all that bullshit. It was, you know, very professional. You coach for me, we learn from each other, that type of thing. We know each other's bullshit also. I know your bullshit, you know mine. So why would you bring that up? You know what I mean? Why would you open up that can when now they gonna dig into your shit? So now they gonna dig into all the bullshit. Guys could come out that's disgruntled with you, could come out and say all kind of bullshit. Guys that you just offered that bag to that didn't take it and went somewhere else and took the other bag. Now they could come out and say, you know what I mean? It's just all that shit. So why not keep all that in house?
I remember going to the Tennessee camp.
Oh, this is a great story.
And I had locked everybody up.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was licking my chops, and I'm like, yo.
Jarvis and Adele were there, right?
Everybody was there. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, all y'all get in line. Like everybody, come on. I'm gonna go.
I'm getting back in line.
I'm gonna go rep after rep, and then it really kind of turned into a show where none of the DBs wanted to go.
Yeah.
None of the receivers wanted to go. It was literally then it turned to me and Jarvis.
Right.
Just one on one. You know what I mean? So.
This show in particular, highlighting the players that I've seen come through here, and the coaches, we're grateful to have the opportunity.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here we go.
Thanks.
And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha,
Malik Nabers,
Miles Frazier,
Kyron Lacy,
Greg Brooks. Whether on the field or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team. Make a difference.
Bet. Let's get it done.
The coach is the most important play in this whole thing with these guys, because one is new offenses, then guys are younger, guys are coming from different systems, coming from different everywhere. So the one that's the other fact that's going to come into this, whoever picks this shit up the fastest, whoever picks this
it's
up
an even
to where,
playing field.
Yeah, 100%.
Even playing field, because you talk about Miles Brennan having experience. He's had, 4 different coordinators in 4 years?
Yeah, but that helps him also.
Yeah, because that's just different terminology at that point. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Bring back the Joe Brady one. That one worked. That one seemed to work.
Yeah, you adapt, man. You adapt to it. And Nussmeier, by him coming, his dad being a coach and coming from that pedigree and that background, this is also something that he should be comfortable with. I know he's young, but learning different terminology, Concepts are basically the same.
It's just different verbiage.
Curl flat is curl flat. Goals is goals. You know what I mean? It's just different terminology. So that type of thing for them should get picked up pretty easily from Nussmeier, from all those guys. All those guys are smart guys. Miles, all those guys. They should pick that up pretty swiftly. But Nussmeier's advantage in this whole thing is, I mean, without a doubt, his legs. Without a doubt, his confidence. You know, without a doubt, his ability. And he actually reads defenses pretty good right now for the stage that he is in his young career. He picks up defenses and goes to the right place with the ball pretty good. His problem is getting them feet in line all the time or going there because he's so athletic. You know what I mean? So sometimes he just relies strictly on that quick twitch and getting that ball out, but he has to get his feet lined up. And also with him, he has to work on that accuracy as well.
So well, I gotta tell you what happened. So, man, when they play that song, that fight song, man. You know, we only play that fight song in the fourth quarter and the start of the game. Well, it was a time where they were trying to rally us because we were getting our ass destroyed.
Yeah, it was 13-0 at halftime.
The band played the fight song in the second quarter.
Sure did.
Man,
they absolutely did.
That goddamn song got in my bones, and I started having a goddamn out-of-body experience. And I told Coach Saban was walking, and I told Coach Saban, Coach, I want to play. And he looked at me and said, why don't you step behind the line?
I was excited to come to a top level program. I've been at a lot of great places, been very fortunate in my career, but to really say that you have an opportunity every year, once we get it rolling, to win a national championship, there's not very many places that you can say that. So for him to offer me the opportunity to come with him to LSU was nothing but you know, humility and gratitude.
You know, whenever Tyrann Mathieu's ready for that challenge, this is something that he's talking about out loud. Now,
yes, he's speaking into existence.
We will talk to him about this afternoon. So I mean, we'll ask him how real this stuff is. But he's just in the way that I know him, and like I said, we've got a relationship that's lasted about 10 years from covering, media member to athlete, and we're not good friends by any means, but I feel like I know him a little bit. He's not saying stuff like that without really being serious about it. You know what I mean? If he's thinking that right now, and with the affirmative tone that he is speaking that with, like, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
He's not bluffing. Really, no. I mean, he's if this is something that he really wants, he'd be great at it. He would be a great coach. He would be a great motivator.
Yeah, well, I think it starts here, and we have a good bit of people on this particular staff who are from Louisiana, who know and believe in our hearts that this place produces the best football players in the country, and I think the numbers speak for themselves. Per capita, produce the most NFL players, you know what I mean? So even from an analytical standpoint, it makes sense to take the kids from here because the chances of them playing in the league are higher than if they come from anywhere else. Yeah. I think our brand is super powerful, so we will have to recruit at a national level, or there's really no reason that we shouldn't, you know what I mean? Because if we can get a top player from another state who can help us win a championship, then of course, right? But I think it starts right here in Louisiana and then right here in Baton Rouge. There's some really good players who are still available that are right here in Baton.
Jordan, big shout out to Jordan, man. Jordan's a great acquisition to LSU. New recruiting guru all across the country. Shout out to that boy, man. Great job. Hey, look, we got an update in the schedule. Brian Kelly has kept those guys all evening. They're still in meetings. I just got the text message, so we're gonna have Jordan Allen and the cousins. I call them the cousins. Dog, could you imagine them two cousins?
That's Lafayette, dog.
337.
Yeah, that's
There
that
we
Lafayette
go.
shit. That's that 337
You
shit.
right, though.
No,
You
but
right.
for real, that's that
No, you
337 shit
right.
for real,
Like
bro.
they really be
That's
cousins.
that
like
country
that.
shit.
Yeah, like yeah, that's my cousin.
Like you really see
But
them
for
boys
real,
in every
dog,
count.
you imagine them two growing up, covering each other and defending each other,
That's
growing
probably how
up.
they got so good.
For real. That's why I wanted to get them on here with their dad, with Jordan Allen's dad, Mr. Allen. I've been talking to him, and just hear it. And boy, hear their stories of growing up and them competing against each other and all that. Boy, and I had a chance. I went against Jordan Allen with he was with the Bootleggers. F3 of course. Shout out to F3 Ken Enio, man. Shout out to my dog. But Jordan Allen, phenomenal player, phenomenal individual, character guy, high character guy. That's a phenomenal athlete.
Trail Falk run program.
Hey, you already know how I feel about Trail Falk.
I
Shout
played
out to
them
my dog.
All 4 years of high school, Trail Falk run programs, and they was all well-oiled machines.
Hey,
well-oiled machines.
I already know, bro. Like,
Gotta come.
You gotta come with it.
You playing them. You better come with it. A game. A plus.
The thing about his program. Shout out to Trail Falk, man, down there, and those coaches at LCA that's been running a fantastic, not only program as far as winning on the field, but the love and everything that they've shown to those guys on that football field and on their team, and the way they've helped and integrated those guys in the community and the community service that he has those guys doing, man, is a huge factor into also why his program. Another thing about Trev, dog, Trev no nonsense. You know what I mean? Trev no nonsense. That's how he was when we were in school, and that's how he runs that program. Him and Coach, the great Coach Reggie, who was my trainer, and hopefully we get him back down to Baton Rouge area a lot quicker than, a lot sooner than later, if I should say. Get him back down here and because these youngsters are missing out on Coach Reggie, man, them old school techniques and just his inspiration as being a godly man and being around that and being surrounded by that. That is something that I believe that, the youth in our community, the youth that's training, could do a lot more of, being around these men of God, but also have done it, been through it, and can show them the right way not to do it. Sometimes you got to be shown shit. And that's what I think a lot of these kids do. And shout out to Trev. And Trev, listen, Trev going to have them gangster athletes, but they're going to be well coached. And I think that's the difference when you talk about LCA, Stu, and you talk about his programs. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of programs that have good athletes. Yeah. But people just let them do what the hell they want to do. Mm-hmm. With Trev, they're well coached as well. And so you're getting the best out of them.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? Like the programs that I played against Trev with, like they didn't have the athletes that LCA has now.
Right.
But you could still see like the way the team was coached. Like they didn't make a lot of mistakes. They didn't turn the ball over. Like it was just a lot of clean football that you was going to get from that team.
100%.
Took the win though.
Yeah, I won.
Yeah.
Shoot. When I was in school, boy, that's really when they was a powerhouse. Like 2017,
y'all ain't stand a chance.
Nah,
them
boys was a powerhouse then. Them boys weren't like. That's really when they started their full championship run. Like,
yeah, see,
y'all ain't like when that thing right there started. Ain't nobody have a chance.
Yeah, we was putting LCA up before the halftime when I was in school. Like halftime, we was.
Y'all won that thing?
What, the chip? Nah, we ain't win that thing.
But
I'm saying like
was at home
that was
too then.
Yep.
And y'all just played a couple more games.
Yeah.
I just prolonged it. It's always good, especially if you're a senior. You prolong it as long as you could drag it out, dog. Shit, I ain't mad at you, but shout out to Trev Falk.
It was in our district.
Program. Yeah, we weren't going to escape that butt whooping. I mean, they weren't going to escape it at the time.
Nah, they couldn't. They couldn't run from that.
So the district, you went through the district, and you have a district champion. How many times y'all played each other?
We just played on once. We had 17 in our district.
Oh, everybody once.
Yeah.
Now, what school you was at?
I went to Hanson Memorial.
Hanson suck now, huh?
They trash. They played Southern Lab in the playoffs last year.
Like, got wrecked.
Man, it was like, I want to say it was like 49.
I had the Southern Lab. They got a little young gunner over there, wide receiver.
49 or 42 to nothing at half. They was like playing like Thursday night football on the big screen in the stadium. Like they wasn't
even a playoff team.
This was a playoff team.
It must have been the first playoff game.
It was playoff. The week 1.
Y'all was week 1, so y'all was probably like
we was down there, but it was like 7-3. We won 7-3 last year. But the reason they not as good as they should be is because they got the baseball coach, the former baseball coach, coaching the football team, and they don't have many guys there that's really like football guys. Like they don't have the structure in place to be a good football team. But Franklin,
baseball coach that's coaching the football team.
And the talent in Franklin, like if they would go out and
Franklin, Louisiana.
Yes, Franklin,
y'all
Louisiana.
Got talent.
That's what I'm saying. If they would go out and go see that talent and go get that talent
out there by Patterson.
Yes, if they would go get that talent,
big skin love. They don't skin Patterson, baby.
They don't go get the talent in Franklin. They don't get enough of it. They get some of them, but they don't get everybody.
Nah, man, Patterson. I used to train a couple. Yeah. One of my first kids was Juice out of Patterson. He was their quarterback. Oh man, they produced him. They had a gangster receiver come out of there too. It was actually his little brother that went to
OU.
OU. That's exactly right. I know
exactly what you're talking about.
That's exactly right. Boy, you be on there every time I bring up something. You be knowing, dog.
But you didn't know, Pat, the year before they had a receiver that went to Alabama.
Yeah, I trained them.
Yeah,
they all trained together.
Dalen and Michael Jones.
Yeah,
those are two receivers. And they had a dude go to Memphis.
Markel was raw.
The dog over there was Nehemiah though.
Nehemiah was raw.
Number 6.
No, Nehemiah was raw.
That's
when I met Kenny.
Kenny Hill.
Yeah. See, I met him with Charles training, and that's when I got the whole crew.
Yeah.
You know, because Makai, his dad is a lawyer out there and has a little training facility out there. So that's how. Boy, every time I say something, dog, you be on my back knowing what I be talking about. Dog.
That's the ends right there. That's my neck of the woods. So, I just know, I know exactly who and what. If you was a ball player out there, I knew you knew me.
True.
Type thing.
True. It was. And it ain't that big.
Nah, it's not. It's super small. Like
y'all had some dogs, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I had some little young gunners come out of that Patterson place.
They don't
have Patterson, all that up that way.
The private schools in that area don't do Central Catholic, they kind of get all the talent in Morgan City.
Yeah.
But like the school I went to, they don't try to bring in that talent. Like they'll bring 1, 2, 3 of us, and then everybody else is who they have. And I think they should try to extend their reach and go, look, you want to come here and play ball and
be
a powerhouse, you know what I'm saying? So
that's where that just goes into what your mission is and where you're trying to take it to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But hell,
they let me get over there.
I'm looking forward. So like I said, man, we're gonna have Malik Nabers and Jordan Allen. Hopefully next week if they get out of practice time. But they got meetings ran long. Just talk to Dad. And we ain't gonna be waiting up in here all night now. We ain't gonna do that. So we're going to reschedule those guys for either next week or for a later date. But we definitely want to get them in here before the season started, because when the season starts, as a ball player, you have so much going on already with school and everything. So I don't want to not bother those guys then. But shout out to them for being responsible and hollering at your boy and letting us know. So we're going to go on. We're going to have them on here either next week or the week after next. What we got, Jay?
This one I'm kind of happy about. Joe Biden's forgiving student loans. He's forgiving $20,000 if you went to college on Pell Grants, and $10,000 if you didn't receive any Pell Grants. And the forgiveness only applies if you earn less than $125,000. And if you have undergraduate loans, you can repay 5% of your monthly income, which is actually pretty good.
That's crazy. Me and my fiance was talking about that last night.
What, the student loan?
About Joe Biden and his forgiveness plan for the student loans and how quickly. So that's immediate. That's right now. So I mean, my thing was, it's good, right?
Yeah.
I guess you taking some money off. It just doesn't seem like it's enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
I mean, when you giving Ukraine $1.2 billion, like, I mean, come on, dog. Like, I know they got enough in them little funds somewhere. They can scrape up something to give us students who work 4, 5, 6 years, me 7, to get a degree. And now I got to turn around and get out of school, and now I got to pay back everything that I didn't got loaned out. And it's like, damn, I mean, I worked hard for this degree to get a job to advance in life, and now I'm behind because I got to pay back all these loans.
Yeah, man, it seemed like if
and y'all push college on us.
I understand,
you know what I mean?
like I would like to know how they go about the criteria of putting you in how they go about that. But it seems like it should have been like a minimum of like $50K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just forgive it all. Fuck. You know what I mean?
They got the bread.
Or if you're in a certain, whether it's tax bracket like they did, like you said, with what it is. If you under 120,
125,000.
If you make less than 125, they forgiving how much? 20,000.
Well, no, they were just saying that
you qualify.
This only applies. Yeah,
you qualify for it. And I mean, even if you make over 125, they still, it should have been higher. It should have been like 150. Bring it on down.
Yeah,
we're closer. But I mean, they're taking some money off of, but I just think it's not enough. I think it should have been more, especially when you have the COVID situation, also, and all that. Because the forgiveness should have been in place and should have been going on before COVID came about. So when the COVID came, it just should have been something extra that you could put on it to add on to. I'm gladly that I don't have that. That's not something that I got to worry about. Yeah. You know what I mean? But me being a dad and a father now and having kids actually in college. You know what I'm saying? And another one getting ready to go to college, which thank God she has a scholarship.
That's what I'm going to make sure my son got a scholarship. Look, son, you're going to go back and watch this one day, son. You're going to school to do something. Yeah. You're going to have a scholarship to do something. I don't give a damn if it's
a blessing,
scientific, whatever.
Yeah.
You going to school on scholarship. We not doing all of this loan stuff.
Because, dog, I just think, listen, I know you got a child. None of y'all youngsters don't have kids yet, and y'all keep it that way. But dog, I just saw a stat that it costs $350,000 for one child from the day when they birth till they 18, and that's including like extracurricular activities factored in, like
that's probably the minimum.
Sports. Yeah, but I'm saying it's still.
That's still a lot. Like,
but that's $350,000.
Listen, dog, that's a lot of bread, and I know it's true, cause I done raised. It's true. It's true. That shit is true, and I like the fact though that they factor in all the extracurricular activities and all the papers and all that stuff, cause it's true. All that shit is true. Vacations, everything, all of it's true. So when you sit here and say this and that, and I'm gonna do this and all that, like, people gotta understand. Ain't gonna work.
Nah. they like that.
No, not at all. Shit. What else you got?
Yesterday was Kobe Bryant Day, and a lot of people were like talking about that and remembering him and stuff like that.
I saw that.
And the WNBA especially had some stuff, especially the New York Liberty.
WNBA love Kobe Bryant, dog.
Because he loved him.
Yeah, I know. He showed.
He tried to. Kobe was gonna
turn it around.
He was gonna change their game.
Kobe was gonna really bring it back and bring it to the forefront.
Especially with his daughter coming into it, like they was gonna lead the charge.
They was going on at the scene of the accident.
With the picture, then she win some money.
Yeah, she won $50 million today.
That's crazy.
It should have been more.
They was literally taking pictures next to it like this.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
that's disrespectful.
Him and the kid body.
That's disrespectful.
And
I saw that. That's disrespectful. Totally disrespectful. And dog, I don't care if it's Kobe Bryant, if it's whoever on the street. That to me, I don't know what happened to the people that did that, or if you could do anything that do that, but it just seems like something should be done besides this lawsuit to that. That's just so, the disrespect that you showed for somebody that just lost their life, and you're supposed to be a professional. That's the other part about this. Like, this is your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be a professional about this and give these people the proper respect in this tragic, gruesome situation. But because it is a famous individual, you decide to go about it this way. And now, this is one of the things that when you see people and they say they want to be celebrities and they want to be this and want to be that, this is like the flip side of being a celebrity, right? Because now you get disrespected and people are taking pictures of your dead husband and your dead wife's corpse because he is a celebrity. If that was a normal person, their pictures would have never surfaced in the media or the tabloids. Now, they may have taken the picture there for their own whatever, but that would have been it. It wouldn't have been broadcast as much as it is now. So that's the flip side of being famous in this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They like released.
That's what I'm saying.
They released like the autopsy and everything. Like it's pretty.
Like
it's graphic.
gruesome.
Like it's not something that
No,
it's not
agree.
something that a sane person would be like, oh, I want to see.
Let me
this.
see that.
Yeah, like
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, like I didn't want to see it. I saw it, but it was
like
like,
reading
damn.
it was enough. Like reading it, you know.
Like, I didn't see that, but
You could visualize.
If anybody knows what a helicopter accident looks like,
Right, you don't want to
can
see
only
that.
imagine what the people look like. You feel me? So I don't want to see that. He's deceased. That's all I need to know.
Right.
So for the people that did that dude, shame on them, and I hope the fine hurt their pockets big time.
I hope they get fired.
I hope other shit come from it. Whatever, but that's just a level of humanity that you don't even have to go. You don't have to do that as a person for whatever gratification, whatever ego, whatever the fuck it was that caused you to do that and to disrespect another human being like that after they spirit then left their body is some bullshit. So whoever did that, I don't know.
Yeah. We got college football this weekend, though, bro.
First weekend?
First
weekend?
is week 0.
Week 0.
Yeah, you got I think it's Nebraska and Northwestern in Dublin,
All right, I'm
Ireland.
gonna say
Nebraska in a swing year, like they could go either way. Kind
who
of.
they got? Wyoming?
No, they got it's Northwestern. They playing in Dublin, Ireland.
They playing in Ireland?
Yeah, it's like I think it might be the first college football game there. Don't quote me on that.
Dope.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Sounds
That's
fun.
what for real.
Dope. That's dope. Northwestern been coming on of late last year.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm gonna have to say Northwestern. Northwestern by 6, dog. Northwestern by 6.
You think so?
Yeah, Northwestern by 6.
Bro. I don't know. I'm just thinking about like Nebraska in terms of what they return. I was about to say Northwestern. You say Northwestern by 3?
No, man, I'm playing, man.
You got.
no.
So you think Nebraska the better team?
Yeah, I'm not.
But
Like, I don't.
Northwestern's
I pick
the more-
Northwestern like in a math contest or some shit like that, man. I'm not about to pick. I mean, I know they.
That's the technical school.
Northwestern. That's like where Mike Tirico went. Then Mike Tirico go to Northwestern. Them guys, you know, that's like what guys
them
like.
real brainy
Yeah,
guys,
like
real heady guys.
you got Nebraska trying to start something new. Nebraska out there with a new regime. You know what I mean? They trying to start something new, so we'll see. I have to research that before I pick that. We're gonna have them pick'ems coming up now. We'll have to research that before I pick that one. Who else we got this weekend?
Oh, I'm trying to see. I'm looking at it right now.
You always on the phone, dog.
No, I'm trying to.
You gotta get off the phone.
So August 27th. So we got.
Oh, we go. So see, that's beautiful.
What?
That's good and bad.
Florida State do play Saturday.
That's good and bad.
So you want the rundown? You want the full rundown of what this weekend?
Bad, dog.
You want the full rundown?
Yeah.
All right,
that's
so
good
you
and
got,
bad. Then we're gonna get back to Florida State and LSU. Why
so
that's good and bad.
So you got Austin Peay at Western Kentucky, Nebraska at Northwestern, which is in Dublin, and then you got Idaho State, and UNLV, UConn, Utah State, Wyoming, Illinois, the Quincy. That's what it is?
The Quincy.
I think it is the Quincy. The Quesney? I think it might be the Quesney at Florida State. Charlotte at Florida Atlantic. Florida A&M at North Carolina.
So Florida State play this weekend.
Mm-hmm. North Texas
at home.
At UTEP. Nevada at New Mexico State. Vanderbilt at Hawaii.
That's a good trip for Vanderbilt, boy.
Yeah, that's a cool,
Hell yeah, you get to go to Hawaii. First week kick back. Ain't nobody expecting you to do shit anyway for the season. That's a free trip for the guys. That's how I'd be approaching that if I was Vanderbilt. Hey, listen, before we get out of here, I want to touch on LSU too dominant. I mean, listen, the most impressive thing, sometimes, right, get back to my Tigers right quick. Sometimes you get recruits, right, dog, and you hear about them, but when you see them, they ain't shit, right? But then, sometimes you hear about them. Sometimes you get them.
Yeah.
And they turn out to be every bit of what you heard of and more. And you know who that's the case with?
Will Campbell. Big dog.
Big, bad mama. Will Campbell. And you know who else?
Emory Jones.
Ooh, woo! That bad boy Emory Jones. And the thing about, dog, these are LSU's freshmen, true freshmen, offensive linemen that are setting and putting fear already into the eyes of defenders, dog. And I'm going to tell you one of the best things about these two kids, great attitude, just fantastic attitudes.
First one in the meetings.
Monster IQs to be so damn young. They so damn smart and as nasty as you want them to be. I mean, they some nasty guys, boys. You hear me? Will Campbell, man, I saw him at a, what was it? It was a Catholic High playoff baseball game. And he was the biggest kid standing out. And we was chopping it up, having a conversation. And the intensity in this kid's eyes when he talks about the position and he talks about being great is unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you, seeing him at these practices and hearing the coaches comment and talk about him, let me tell you something. Same with Emory Jones. Let me not take nothing from the big fella. Same with Emory Jones. LSU could be looking at 2 first-round draft picks in 3 years at the offensive line position, just with those 2 alone. And, OP, I know you've been out there to see them.
That's 2 grown men. 2 grown men. Every time we go out there, it's Will Campbell and, like, you get the D-line versus the O-line, it'd be Will Campbell against Ali Gay. Will Campbell, and it just be like grown man on grown man. It ain't even like a senior versus a freshman.
Right.
Senior versus a senior.
And
almost.
that's the point I was going to make with them. Like, dog, it's such a great situation for the offensive line.
Yeah. Because
this fucking defensive line could give you all the business.
Everything.
All of them. Big Jaqualine Roy. Oh. Mason.
Oh.
You just mentioned the big Ali Gay. We ain't even mentioned number 8, B.J. Ojulari.
Nasty. 18 now.
Oh, he done turned to 18. Oh, 18. That's right. 18. Yes, sir. My bad. Big shout out, BJ. No disrespect, big dog. He is number 18 now. The celebrated number 18. I don't know why they didn't do 6, dog. They should have had 6 at that number.
Change that thing to 6, huh? It should be 7, 18, and 6, huh?
Man, dog. I'm gonna go with it though. 18 is cool. All them guys that ever wore the 18 was raw for real. You talked about Brandon Taylor earlier.
I ain't gonna lie. And speaking of Brandon Taylor, do you think our defense will be back on that type of defense, like that LSU defense? I ain't talking about the last couple of years. I ain't even talking about 2019 because honestly,
we gonna have to bring Brandon Taylor on here to talk about it.
And I honestly haven't seen that type of defense.
You feel me? I can't answer that for him.
Because that defense
Listen, Brandon Taylor, holla at your boy, man. You already know. We got an open invitation for you, homie. We get you in here. We talk about that squad. Let us know what you think about that squad back then. Holla at me. You know how to find me.
I miss that old LSU defense. You know what I'm talking about. You
Yeah,
seen them?
of course.
Them
Dawgz.
just we out here just getting nasty. Like you see that man back there, 30-30.
Dog.
That's them defenses I miss. Just gonna stand over you and we're gonna just we're gonna tell you something nasty.
But you know what though? It's like it's also going like away from high football though.
Yeah, that is football.
Like, these guys are now, in my opinion, these motherfuckers are like more faster, more explosive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's when I play these guys now, because it ain't no off. Nothing's off. You know what I mean? You may get like a couple weeks or whatever off, but nothing's off now. So shit, I think dog, honestly, if the secondary show some shit,
yeah, we can have a great defense.
We can have a great defense.
Yeah, I think
we have
so
a pretty
too.
good. I ain't gonna say great yet, but the fucking potential is there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And I think the safety group is solid. Like the safety group could kind of help.
Well, I believe in Jay Ward. You know that.
I believe it. I believe in both of the safeties
Sage,
we got back there. We got a Major. And
I believe in Major.
Hold on. Major and Jay Ward. That's the two safeties. That's gonna be your two guys. When you kick off against Florida State, that's gonna be the first two guys that trot out there.
Yeah, the corners is what you know what I'm saying.
I'm worried about the corners, but I'm saying they could kind of help calm that. That's what I wanted to talk
about Jordan with. That's what we're gonna talk about tonight, because I think Jordan Allen should be pushing for one of those positions.
Little Terrence Welch, another Lafayette kid.
Yeah.
So. I think that like if we could just get maybe the first two drives out of the way against Florida State in terms of like not giving up the big play.
First quarter.
I'm just saying like the first two drives in terms of just nerves and for the new guys.
That's what I'm saying. But you're talking just offensively. I'm talking both.
No, I'm talking about for the defense. I'm talking about for the defense, the new defensive backs, like getting through them first two drives. And like, because Florida State, since it's new defensive backs, new corners specifically, and a new nickel, they might go right out the gate. We might try to get a big one on them.
Is Florida State returning their quarterback?
Yes. But I've seen this guy, and I haven't seen anything that would be like, okay, that guy can beat us in terms of everything that he does is like game changing.
And the thing about it is that when you play a game like this.
Now, if Jimbo was the coach, I would think differently because of the way he handles his quarterback.
Yeah. But we'll have to see. That's why I say the first quarter. Like for LSU, you're right on the defensive side. But for LSU, the first quarter of that game is going to dictate a lot to them. You know what I mean? Because we got to take into consideration, too, it's the first game for these damn coaches as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the first for all of them. So until we get a feel coming out that first, and then now it's going to come down to who the hell going to adjust. You know what I mean? Like, who gonna
make them second halves, them second quarters, them right before halftime, we got a little
in-game adjustments. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody always point to halftime. But it's them in-game adjustments what win football games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be, and how are they coming out? It's the first time in the locker room with a new group. You're hearing you knew this. How is this? Because the guys are used to a different way even going into halftime. So it's all that. You know what I'm saying?
The people in the chat want to know, how was the former players event that they had Saturday?
The what?
The former players event. They brought former players to the scrimmage, right?
Man, but I told you I didn't go to the
scrimmage.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, how was the event overall? How did you feel coming
just
from
having
that event?
it?
Just being there, right? Just them having it.
I think that what they tried to do, because, it started raining.
Yeah.
So I was training and ended up going to see a couple of former players of mine, Rondell Millie and Skinner, a couple guys that I see, around all the time. But I think I didn't see BK speak. I didn't, but from speaking to the guys, because we met up after,
right.
It was something that was very much welcomed. It was something that was awesome, that was received well by the guys. I think it was something that could very much continue. I think it's a good omen of them trying to integrate the guys back into it. I know Nick Brissett was the one that, because that's who called me.
Yeah,
correct. So he's the one that's in former players and getting everybody back and doing that type of thing and being the in-between, the middleman. I think he's off to a very good start.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I could ever do to support a Nick Brissett and the type of guy and the type of player he was, hard-nosed guys, I always will. Unfortunately, that day was a little bit different, but anything going for him. And I was able to see some guys that I hadn't seen in a while. Like I saw big Sam Forham was over there, big offensive lineman out of Mississippi. But I think that any time that you could do anything to integrate the old guys with the new guys and have us, whether it's sitting in on a meeting or so, like I've sat in on meetings over there with Coach Sloan and those guys, and anytime you could get those guys back and speaking to those guys and the history of what's going on, and even to get them with the history of what went on or going on in Baton Rouge and getting them involved with it, I think that is always good, bro. And it's kind of like the same mantra that Coach Ed Ogeron had with trying to get the guys back involved with the program, So I think that, from chopping it up with my guys, I think that it was something that was good, From what I didn't hear anything negative about it at all. So
turnovers wasn't a problem. None of that.
Turnovers,
getting plays in, things like that.
Oh, you talking about the game?
Yeah, during the scrimmage.
Nah, everything, man. From, like I said, watching it on film and being able to rewind.
Yeah.
Which is, how I watch rewind.
Oh, you got the tape.
Yeah, so
we're going to break something down.
We are, and so it's different when you do it then, because you can nitpick and see all the little nuances.
You could go
line. So dog, I might watch one play for real for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, same.
You know what I'm saying?
You just got to see every.
Right.
I go every level.
Right.
I try to, and then I go like every level on each side of the ball.
Right. Like I always look at it just through the quarterback's eyes all the time. But what I do now, being what we do and talk about it, I look at every position and see, are you doing the right thing? Who missed a block? Is it consistently that you're doing that over the course of me watching 8 plays in 30 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing the same shit? And so that's why with some of these guys, I just be like, they just not going to get it, because you see them and now they're juniors and they've been trying to get it fixed from
3 years, 4 years.
Shit ain't going to happen, dog.
It's done.
Yeah, it's over with. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I am like, dog, going into this Florida State game, I'm watching the quarterbacks, I'm watching the secondary, and the offensive line.
Yeah, I think that's my.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
and probably in that order.
Okay, and since we talked last time, John Emery is suspended the first 2 games.
Yep.
So how do you feel about the running back position going into this game? Because you got a new quarterback and a new running back.
Yep.
No.
I think the biggest thing.
Well, Amani Goodwin played last year, but not as much.
I think we're gonna be all right. I think the biggest thing is just you miss having John get back on the field because he was out all of last year. And I think, it was always a little bubbly going on that he wasn't going to be there, carryover or whatever. But I think that it gives these guys another chance. It gives these guys that's behind him an opportunity. And if they perform, well, shit, you might not see John right away. No. You're going to have to fold him back into the mix. Because if Good and all these guys get going,
yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, one of the biggest things that you have to watch in this game to see is the pickup, blitz protection.
Mm-hmm.
When you're down one, because I know Emery's a big guy that's sitting there that can hold up with that. So we have to see.
Noah Kane's pretty good at that.
Noah's good, man.
He's a veteran.
Noah's good. I have a lot. I've never even really never paid attention to the boy.
Came from a system that they used the running back.
Correct.
So.
I think he's going to be, and he's a veteran guy. So I think the running back position is going to be fine with him and Good. I think they're going to be fine. And honestly, I think that from coming out this shit, I think Noah was pushing him to push for the start anyway.
Yeah.
Even though John was going to be a guy, I think. But I think Noah's going to get a lot of playing time.
And good one.
And another thing, bro, like at the running back position at LSU, I never worry about that shit.
Nah, it's
honestly.
just a revolving door.
Yeah, just rotate them in and keep it going. If we were
keep
talking
everybody
about,
fresh.
Yeah, keep them fresh and keep it going. They'll be fine. Running back will be fine. I think we have this drink. Now, what the hell? We're gonna wrap this up and get up out of here in a second. But I seen OP. What was that shirt you had down there when we first walked in here?
I had that on my first day of school.
I think it's like Nilla Threads.
What is it? Oh, that's that boy Juice and the Badger. Okay, look, y'all see it. Go out and get it, man. Support former LSU Tigers. Definitely a F3 supporter. The great Laron Landry. And we already know the boy, the Badger story and how he's overcome so much to get to the position of where he is now. It's always great to see those former Tigers. You see a lot of these guys, bro, when they're like in college, and then you see them as they mature and get to their sophomore years. You see them when they come in as little babies. You see them as little sophomores, and then you see them go through their trials and tribulations.
Tyron was like a senior his sophomore year.
That's what I'm saying, but they still babies though.
Yeah, he was still young.
What you talking about in the metamorphosis of life?
Yeah, he was still
babies.
Probably 20 years old.
Kids.
Yeah,
kids, dog. Like y'all kids.
Yeah.
You feel well? You're not you, Wes.
Chill out.
I mean, still not you.
Chill out.
But they kids.
Chill out.
You know what I'm saying? So to see that and to see guys learn and get it and beat the adversity and beat the odds and then come out on the other side and now start doing good for the community, for their families and all that. I think, bro, is just a testament to those guys. And shout out to them, Tom and Matthew, man, and Jarvis Landry for all that they do for the communities, especially these underprivileged communities that they don't glorify, that I know personally that Juice do, that they don't glorify, but they just go about it because that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. And we need more like that. We need more of us to come together as whether it's athletes, whether it's LSU athletes, whether it's whatever, and get going with that, like them boys. I appreciate it. Hats off to them. Look, we're going to wrap this thing up, man. Been a long day. Staff's had a long day. Some people ain't getting to the sorority or fraternity or however the hell it went for themselves. But we're going to be back next week, man. Well, hopefully we have them bad cousins back again. But for the crew, we out of here. Oh! That's stupid. So you need to tighten up your beard.